Good morning everyone. Hi, this is Mrs. Venti. In today's video we are going to look at the Pure Maths November 2022 paper 1. In this section we're going to look at question number 1. So question number 1 says simplify the following, and we are given 3 questions under question 1.1. So the first one says 2x squared plus 4x. In order to simplify this expression, remember it's an expression because there's no equal sign in the question. So we're going to say that this expression is equal to what? And now we're going to break everything down. In order to simplify, we want to eliminate repetition. So let's break it into the building blocks. We're going to take our Lego wall, break it into pieces, and see what is repeated. I have 2 times 1, x times x, and that is my first term. Add to that 2 times 2 times x. So now I'm going to look at items that are repeated. I have x that is repeated on both sides, and I have 2 that is repeated on both sides. So next up, I'm going to remove the 2x. So the 2x I'm taking out. This is the yellow 2x, and I'm taking it outside, and I'm going to make a bracket. And in my first term, I have left x plus 2 in my second term, and that ends up being my final answer. So this simplified becomes 2x open bracket x plus 2. Question number 2 says, what is 3p minus 2 in brackets multiplied by 9p squared minus 6b plus 4? Now what do you see? You see a binomial multiplied by a trinomial. What are we going to do? We're going to do a multiplication one at a time. So if I start with the first term over here, I'm going to multiply it by all 3 terms, right? So I'm going to say 3p times 9p squared plus 3p times negative 6p plus 3p times 4. That's my first term in the binomial. Then I'm going to do the second term, and I'm going to do the same thing multiplied by all 3 terms. So plus negative 2, hold on, negative 2 times 9p squared plus negative 2 times negative 6p plus negative 2 times negative positive 4. So now I multiply that out. That gives me 3 times 9 is 27 equals, hold on, equals 27 p to the power of 3 plus, no, that plus becomes minus, plus times minus is minus, 18p squared, that's this one, and I'm doing this one, plus 12p. Let's do the orange ones. This one becomes negative 18p squared, positive 12, this one, p, and my last one is going to be negative, let's make that a negative 8. Now I'm going to add like terms. So in order to do that, I want to change my color. I'm going to look for things that are similar. This is p to the power of 3. It stays the same. P to the power of 2. So this one goes with p to the power of 2. And p to the power of 1 is going to be this one. Stays with p to the power of 1. So what do we have left? We have 27p cubed. Now we're going to say minus 18 gives me negative 36p squared. 12 plus 12 is 24. P to the power of 1 minus 8. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your final answer for this question. It's a fraction, and we've got our exponents as the variable. So the x's are exponents, they're not part of the base, which means our goal is to get the same base so we can calculate the exponent. So the first thing we want to do is we want to simplify the base, right? Here I've got an 8 and everything else are prime numbers. So we are going to keep our prime numbers and we want to change this 8 to something else. So my numerator stays 2x plus 1 multiplied by 2x multiplied by 2 times negative 2, or exponent negative 2. 8 becomes 2 to the power of 3, and then my x minus 1 goes in brackets. That is step 1. For step 2, I'm going to multiply this in here, so that becomes 2 to the power of 3x minus 3. On the numerator, I can do something quite similar, and I can say, instead of multiplying them out, because I have the base of 2, I can now add these together, because if I have the same base, I add the exponents. So x plus x gives me 2x, and 1 minus 2 gives me negative 1. So now I've got a simplified fraction with the same base and different exponents. So I'm going to write 2 as my base. My numerator, I'm going to write as 2x minus 1 exponents. Then for the denominator, I'm going to write these, but I'm going to put a minus sign. Because it's a denominator, everything must be multiplied by minus 1 for the exponent. So negative 3x, positive 3. Now I can simplify further, and it becomes 2 to the power of 2x minus 3s is negative x, and negative 1 plus 3 is positive 2. So, am I done? No, not yet. Because I have a negative exponent, I'm going to take that down to the denominator. So this becomes, the first exponent says it's 2 to the power of x, because that negative means go home. And on the top I have 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2 is 4 divided by 2 to the power of x. And that's your final answer. This is question 1.1.1.